Was Picasso an artist?
You're doing this to me, Rob.
Art's more about the ability for different people to replicate it.
No. My
replicate.
definition contains a human doing it. So we would look at it and go, wow, insane technical proficiency. A human didn't do it. It's garbage.
No, what I'm saying is that when I show something, because to me, art is more about evocation of emotion within people. That's what I would consider art, right? And so something, I think things...
The best swords craftsman doesn't care about invoking emotion. What makes his swords great is the technical side of the weapon. Katanas from Japan. It's not our feelings why we like katanas. It's because of the higher skill set that's used to make traditional katanas in Japan.
I disagree.
It's got nothing to do with anybody's feelings, whether it's a good sword.
I think subjectively people can determine that, but also subjectively people can say that art is something that evokes emotion into them. I don't think that there's one right answer to this. You're right.
Yeah, that's the modern gay determination of art.
No. I think that that's always been the determination. For example,
it's not. I gave you the Greek that says it's not that.
I disagree. Right? Here's why. Like, let's take swords. Let's take swords specifically. A person may look at a sword that a king would wield, and it's ordained with jewelry, artisan, the gold inlay, everything, right? But the practical application of that sword might be dog shit. For example, the way they folded the steel, far less impressive than like some peon knight. Right? I don't want to say peon knight. I don't know that any knights were considered peons, but some peon, militiaman who had a sword that an artisan, it's very plain looking, but damn, this is the most efficient sword. If you had to clash with armor and sword at the time, this sword's going to fare far better than the king's. Which one's art?
Well, see, both of them would fall under different metrics because there's multiple metrics, there's multiple objective metrics to judge something by because we have different versions of things that can be art. A small sculpture can be a piece of art, and a big sculpture can be a piece of art. A bridge can be a piece of art. All of these things are built things, but we judge them on different criteria.
Right, the different criteria is subjective.
Objective criteria is used to judge things.
No.
Because
okay, so then the sword that has impressive inlay, you would say that's art because the impressive inlay.
Yes.
The sword that's very effective is art because it's a tool that's effective at what it's doing.
Both contain high levels of craftsmanship, making it art.
I don't think that high level's necessary in order for it to be deemed art. I just don't think that's the case. For example...
Well, art is a higher category. That's the whole argument. Is that people go, art isn't this higher category. It is, because it carries value. The giving something the category of, this is a piece of art, is a higher order category. Not all drawings are art. Otherwise, if everything is art, based on a subjective determination, then everything is art and the title category, higher order category is pointless.
Okay, let me give this hypothetical, right? Let's say that we look at someone that maybe, let's just say for the sake of argument, I know this is hard to imagine hypothetically, but everybody looks at like the premier expert in a field. So let's just say, look, there's a lot of debate on who's the number 2 sword maker in the world, but everybody sort of agrees this guy's the best. Okay? Just for the sake of argument. And he presents this sword. And we're all like, holy fuck. That is an amazing piece of art. The skill that went into that, blah, 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 right? And so we all agree. And he says, actually, this was bullshit. I came up with this in a day. Some of the worst work I've ever done. And I'm the best artist. I don't think this is art. Is it art?
Well, again, the artist's determination on that would then obviously supersede because he's the specialist. If he's one of the best in the world, he becomes the authority. If he's one of the top people in the world, he would be one of the top authorities. So if he says, I don't think this is my best work, we have had multiple artists that have done this, where people said, this is a piece of art, and they go, no, it's a piece of shit.
Right, but the other best artists,
authority because they're at the highest skill level.
The other best swordsmiths say, actually, we still think it's great. We still think it's art. Who's right?
So if we go on subjective or on objective metrics, he would probably be incorrect on that, even though he's one of the experts. Why? Because he's using a subjective determination on his own work. Usually artists are shit at determining their own work to be good or not. So yes, he would be one of the experts at this, and he would be judging his own work subjectively. But objectively, if people looked at this, other experts, they would say, no, this is at a very high level. So this can be categorized as art.
But again, right? Like
you would say it's not good, but he wouldn't say it's not art because he knows everything he makes is at a high level.
He might. That's not true. I think that many artists.
No, he would say, I don't like this.
Was Picasso an artist?
You're doing this to me, Rob. According to the gay establishment, yes.
Okay, so let's say that we then say he was an artist. I watched the other day a video of Picasso making an elephant. It took him like 3 seconds. You think that's art?
Yes. No.
And yet they would have said, this is art.
Yeah, they would have said it's art, but you know why? Do you know why do you know what the objective metric is for that? Can I tell you?
The objective metric for the art class saying that this is art?
Yes, well, I would not agree that it's art, my subjective. Okay. Do you know why it is art?
Go ahead, you tell me.
Because the person who did it is Picasso, and his name carries the value.
There you go. That's sort of the point I make, though. But we could say, even if you would say, let's say
that
Chris,
just carries a very high monetary value.
I thought what Picasso did
and it's unique.
I thought there was a skill to it, but I thought it was rubbish. I'll be honest. I'm not impressed with Picasso. This modern art shit sucks, as far as I'm concerned, in my opinion. Even if I could say that there's talent involved in it. Nonetheless, here's the point, right? It gets to the point that you just made about the swordsmith. Let's say, hypothetically, Chris, you're like, all right, well, there was some Picasso shit that I would say is technically proficient enough that I would put in the category of art. Do you think you could say that? Mm-hmm.
Well, yes, he did. Well, yes. Well, dude, the thing is, yes, because Picasso is Picasso, his name on a blank piece of paper is considered art.
Okay. Well, that I don't necessarily agree with that. But here's what I was going to
think about this. Would it have a massive amount of value if you were to sell it?
What's the value? Like money?
Objectively, yes.
Okay, but if then modern art is art. It sells for a lot of money. Right?
Modern art.
Right.
Modern
the banana
art
on the wall that sells
money.
for $2 million, then that's art. It sold for a lot of money.
I'm telling you, the objective metric that Picasso stuff is judged by is because of his significance. It has a value. Modern art.
But no. You can't get out of this. If you just said that it's art based on the fact that something sells for money, well, then it's completely subjective. For example, do you ever see people? Let me give you an example. I used to collect baseball cards. You're from South Africa. Do you guys have like baseball cards and shit there, like soccer cards or footy? Yeah, I don't know.
No,
famous boards.
Rugby,
famous board.
Cricket and
cards.
Rugby.
Okay,
no, we have cornfields over here.
So, but you're aware of like the phenomenon. Now it's fucking Pokemon cards and shit. But when I was growing up, it was like baseball cards, right? And I remember there was this baseball player I liked. His name was Ken Griffey Jr. And I went to this like county fair and I bought a Ken Griffey Jr. rookie card for $5. And I remember growing up, there were these little books that would tell you the value of those cards. And that Ken Griffey rookie card I bought for $5, and like 5 years later, in one book I saw that particular card was worth $300, right? So I was like, I'm going to have a yard sale. I'm going to sell this card, and I'm going to sell it for $300. And my dad laughed at me. He said, your card's not worth $300. I said, yeah, the book says it is. He says, your card is only worth what someone's willing to pay for. It ain't going to be nobody willing to pay $300. So I kept the card. And it probably got lost somewhere in a shoebox up in my old bedroom. Nonetheless, the point is this, right? Like, the idea of the value of something, right, and how much it sells for is completely subjective. Completely.
No, it's not.
Of course.
It's not. It's based on objective metrics. So the Picasso...
That's not true at all.
Has the objective metric of it is attached to Picasso. Modern art is subjective in the sense of the people that are given these titles and the value of their work that sell for high amounts of money is determined by idiots.
But again,
back then the institution still had some value.
But do you think the idea? Okay, let's say I didn't get a straight answer. Do you think Picasso was an artist?
Yes, he was.
Okay, but you don't think he was like one of the greats? Like if you were comparing him to Da Vinci or right?
He's not one of the masters. No.
Okay, and yet the people of his time thought his shit was worth insane amounts of money. Like the value of his art puts him, if you just took the value it sells from, amongst the masters, right?
I mean, yes, his work does sell for a lot of money.
Right. And so the point is that it's not based on objective metrics because his color theory is the best, because his line theory is the best. There's something more subjective about it.
Is the name Picasso important for that? The objective.
Yes, but the reason that the name matters is subjective. That's my point.
No.
Of course. Of course it is.
It's about the historical significance of the name Picasso.
No, but again, the reason that historical significance exists is because of subjectivity. It may well be in a different parallel universe that Picasso, whatever break he got, doesn't get that break, paints the exact same painting as everyone's like, this is dog shit. The skill level there doesn't put him amongst the masters, and so instead of his pieces selling for millions of bucks, they're selling for $500, right? That's entirely possible. What made Picasso was subjective, right? If you could say, if me and you could
objective metrics is what made Picasso. When he painted, what he did, who he studied under.
No, but the importance of those, it's not objective in the sense you're saying, right? It's objective in the sense you're saying that it's objective is you could sit there and you could look at a sculpture, a painting, a piece of music and say, this objectively fits some sort of theory that shows a specialization that's not really replicable amongst other people, which puts this as unique and skilled. That's not
one of the metrics,
but that's the objective metric. Any objective beyond that's going to be subjective.
Yes, like I said, some of these things do have subjective metrics to them. Yes, correct. Like Picasso or these kind of people.
Well, then you've conceded the prompt. If there's subjectivity, it's not purely objective.
Because
that's your argument.
Yes, because there's subjective determinations on everything. It doesn't, remember what I said, the art claim of how it should be analyzed should be objective. So what gets attributed art should be based on objective metrics. Everything, even data, can be assessed subjectively.
But again, the problem is you can't give what that metric should be, what the objective metric should be. The best you could do is say a collaboration of experts should come together to come up with the objective criteria for the value of something being art or not, right?
Yes,
and then when I say,
well,
we have that society now, you're like, yeah, but the experts suck.
Yes, well, that's the point, right? Because how the analysis is happening is just based on subjective metrics, and we've ignored the objective nature of things.
That's not true.
Minimalist art is an example of how we've just completely thrown the baby out with the bathwater.
But it's not purely subjectivity. There are objective things. It's not pure subjective. I think that it's overwhelmingly subjective. Sure it is. Here's an objective thing. Most of the art is things that people call art, that the artist himself calls art, right? So, for example, if I, just put a banana...
So it's objective because of a subjective determination.
Right, but it's not purely subjective. There's an objectivity there. There's almost no art that's if I leave a banana, if I throw my garbage into the dumpster, and a banana falls out and lands on the sidewalk, no one calls it art. But if an artist puts a banana on a sidewalk, same fucking position, same banana, they might be like, this is art. Now, it is true that oftentimes the interpretation of this shit is overwhelmingly subjective. But in that case, one of the objective things is, objectively, it's almost all people that are intending to create art. I think they're dog shit. I agree with you there. Yeah. But that is an objective. And again, the problem is you're speaking in the universal. It should always be 100% objective. And right now, it is always 100% subjective. I think you're wrong on both accounts. I think there is.
What is an artist is subjective. What is art should be an objective category based on objective metrics.
But you
Right
don't even
now-
agree. Should who is an artist be objective, or should it be allowed to be subjective?
Yes, it should be
It also
objective.
should be objective.
Yes.
Okay, so
Who is an artist that produces art? Yes. Who is an artist? No. That's
I
pointless.
just
Because I
fundamentally-
can call myself an artist and it's meaningless.
I fundamentally disagree. I fundamentally disagree. Also, I find this to be, believe it or not, sort of utopian.